Good morning, Evan. It is Thursday, and I'm actually reshooting this a second time because I actually tried for quite some time yesterday. I lost a lot of time on it, and I found myself really mentally exhausted. I couldn't hold a thought for more than 30 seconds before having to just take a pause and recollect my thoughts. But one thing I want to start off on was I got a new phone. I got an iPhone. I've switched over to the other side. I still have my Android. But something that was really telling to me the past couple of days of having two phones now is I've done all my work stuff on my iPhone and my personal stuff on my Android. So keeping them super separate, it's been amazing doing that. But I think it's kind of telling in a negative way how reliant I am mentally on just technology, kind of prioritizing my task and keeping focused and motivated. It's just, I didn't know how tight of a grip it held on my brain. Just delegating how I want to spend my time throughout the day. But so be it. This is something that I am doing to myself, I think, and I think that is just the reality we're in with just phones and technology and notifications and all these things. So, but yeah, anyways, today, now it's Thursday. My brain is a little bit better. And I enjoyed your video on Monday about, lordliness and peasantness, as your friend might, would put it. Another thing that it did remind me of, I think your friend might have also said this one. It was about that first line in the job description of a leader. What makes them good is that they are a good listener too. And it makes sense, right? And it was such a nice phrase to think, to always know, because yes, leaders always have to be empathetic. They have to be rational, and they also need to know how to guide their constituents. But the thing is that that's not obvious unless you're a good listener. And what's interesting, I think, is that overlaps a lot with the job description of a good follower. They also have to be good listeners, because then, they won't follow well. They won't follow directions or where to go next and all these things, obviously. So I think in that sense, every leader can be a follower, but not every follower can be a leader. That is, something that's not, extremely huge of a glass-shattering notion. But I think, of course, there's a huge exhaustive list of differences between a follower and a leader. But what I do want to pick out, and it's been something that's been on my mind, of just kind of how to live by my day better, and to live by all my own actions better. And that is the kind of management of our fear of rejection. And of course, maybe some people just have an easier time with it. Some obviously don't have an easier time with it. But I think that's something that a leader has to be important in not having, or at least managing it, optimizing it, and being able to control it, is kind of not being scared of the thought of rejection, and not avoiding that consequence of their own actions of potentially being rejected. They have to be confident in their behavior, in their values, and what they say and what they do, because if they weren't, then obviously that would be dictating their actions or lack of actions, and that wouldn't be a good leader. And on my journey of becoming a leader, am I there yet? Hell no, but I am working on it, and each day by day I'm picking up a little piece of how to at least handle that part of rejection. And I don't want to talk about work so much, but I do it a lot. I've been doing it. I'm knee deep in it. I go to sleep every night and I have a dream, at least one every night, where I am in a situation relating to something about my job. Maybe that's got to change something, but anyways, what I'm noticing is that the fear of rejection in a job like sales is highly important. But what's equally important is being a leader in your own job. And specifically what corner I am in sales, I have to be a good leader. And what's interesting is that with that, I have to kind of keep in mind that in these next 100 interactions out of a day, I have to keep in mind that even out of 10, if I calculated that on average, I have 10 acceptances out of 90 rejections, with 90 rejections, so 100 total. If I am on the 89th call and it ends up being a rejection again, I have to just as much prepare myself as I did the first contact I made, as the very first interaction I made, for the next 10 to be possible acceptances. If I didn't, I'd crumble. I wouldn't have enough energy. I'd be so tough on myself. I'd be disappointed. And is that a good leader of my own actions? Is that a good leader in general in the future of how to lead people? I don't think so. So anyways, Evan, that's just a bit of my thoughts on that topic. Sorry it wasn't so extensive and kind of shifting to another. I do want to think of more. Anyways, Evan, I look forward to your next video. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.